Tamworth.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I rise to contribute to the debate on the Crimes Legislation Amendment Youth Crime Bill 2025. This bill seeks to address the concerns of regional communities who are fed up with the ongoing serious incidences of violent youth crime. They're calling for change, and the opposition with this bill wants to deliver that change for the benefit of not only regional communities but New South Wales as a whole. Recently, we're in this House debating a petition brought by 22,015 people from right across regional New South Wales that called for change. That petition was started in Tamworth by Phoebe Furneaux, who herself was a repeat victim of crime and left her frightened, bruised and motivated to make a difference for her community. That petition came about in the wake of tragic events, also resulting in the death of a young man. And that petition has not moved the dial on the Labor government's response to crime, not only in regional New South Wales, but also New South Wales as a whole. Too many young offenders are being let out on bail to re-offend, committing multiple crimes such as breaking and entering, holding people at knife point, carrying weapons with intent to injure or kill, stealing cars and engaging in police pursuits. These actions put lives at risk and our communities have had enough. Our safety and peace is completely disregarded. We want that back, and we want the police officers in our towns to have the support they need to catch these criminals and ensure they are dealt with appropriately. Too many people are being injured in their own homes and suffering traumatic experiences. We demand better outcomes for our hardworking citizens, and one life is too many, and we need to act now. In the petition, the Legislative Assembly, and it was tabled in this House, called on the government to strengthen the bail laws to prevent violent young offenders from re-offending, provide increased resources and support for police officers to effectively apprehend and prosecute offenders, review the judicial system to prioritise community safety. Mr Speaker, that petition was also in response to that tragic incident that should never have happened, when a man was killed on his motorbike, struck by a stolen ute allegedly driven by a 14-year-old boy. And Mr Speaker, on Friday night, the 1st of August, just recently, days ago, I rode along with the Oxley Police District in the Tamworth electorate to get a greater understanding of the crime and the issues that our police face on a day-to-day basis, and they never know when that call comes in on the radio what they're going to find. And just then, Mr Speaker, I highlighted an incident where a ute allegedly driven by a 14-year-old boy struck and killed a motorcycle rider in Gunnedah. On Friday night, the 1st of August, the police were called to a premise to take into custody an 11-year-old boy for car theft, stealing a car. Now, for his own safety, that 11-year-old boy was taken into custody. For his own safety. And for the community's safety, he was taken into custody, that 11-year-old boy who was unwilling to cooperate with police. A support person was taken with that 11-year-old boy back to police, placed in cells for his own safety and the community's safety, for car theft, 11 years old. He could have killed someone driving a stolen vehicle. There could have been another death in the Tamworth electorate from a young person stealing a vehicle. The 11-year-old was taken into custody for his own safety and for the community's safety. That's not something that the police want to do, but it's what they have to do as a result of the environment that we now live in. Mr Speaker, the times have changed, and so is the changing face of crime. It's getting younger. 10, 11, 12-year-olds are committing brazen and violent acts of crime. It's a serious escalation, and to meet that change, the government needs the judicial system to give them the appropriate and amended laws to deal with the current crime environment that's gripping our communities. Supporting this bill would be a good start for the government and for our communities. The bill makes common sense amendments to the Bail Act 2013 and the Crimes Sentencing Procedure Act 1999 to provide that a person between the ages of 14 and 19 who has committed a serious indictable offence must not be granted bail unless a police officer or authorised justice or a court has a high degree of confidence that the relevant young person will not commit a serious indictable offence, and B, certain bail conditions are imposed in relation to curfews and electronic monitoring. These measures will be an important circuit breaker that will help stop the rates of offending that has been of significant concern in the regions. Offenders with a lengthy record who continue to demonstrate violent and antisocial behaviour should not be released back on the street to reoffend. The judicial system should require the safety of the community being a top priority. The justice system's basic responsibility is to uphold the law and protect the community from those who do wrong. But when regional communities are feeling like it's failing in that responsibility, it's the government's job to act, to give the judicial system current laws, current rules, a new set of tools to deal with the current environment that we now find ourselves in. The younger face of crime, that level of brazen crime, was not there 5, 10, 15 years ago. But it is now. So let's change the rules. Let's give the courts the new tools to be able to deal with that younger face of crime that's coming before them. Like that 11-year-old boy who refused to cooperate with police, refused to speak after stealing a motor vehicle and being taken into custody. We've been calling for change and we'll continue to call on the government to act. And we've presented to the government opportunities to assist with this particular problem. The opportunities to assist with this particular problem. We're in bipartisan support of making stronger law enforcement, making sure that the rules of the courts and the tools that magistrates and judges have before them are appropriate in dealing with those that are coming before them and the changing face of crime. We've offered those solutions. All the government has to do now is to take them up. And in addition to that, the government needs to also invest in the resources and programs to keep young people on the right track. Under this government, the Labor government, there's been a reduction in services for young people in regional New South Wales at a time when community concerns over youth crime and antisocial behaviour is a significant issue. Recently, I was with JobLink Plus in Tamworth, and we discussed the fact that funding for fit-for-purpose youth employment programs had been cut. There is a real need to get young people on the right track, and one of the ways to do that, one of the ways to give them purpose, a sense of being, a sense of pride, and a sense of being able to contribute to their community was to offer real employment pathways for our youth. Previously, the youth employment program was delivered by JobLink Plus in the New England, targeting young people aged between 15 and 24 to help unemployed and underemployed young people overcome employment barriers and get them jobs. This is a program that provided the training, support and jobs to young people, supporting them into productive, rewarding lives. The government should bring that program back. In addition to that, a successful youth program in our region was facing cuts under the Labor government. The Keep On Track program, run by Centrecare in the New England Northwest, had a proven, demonstrable track record of keeping young people away from a life of crime and getting them on the right path. The diversionary programs that work. Labor were looking to cut that program, and only through hours and hours of lobbying were we able to fight for $1.3 million, which is a drop in the ocean, when it comes to looking at those diversionary programs to keep people away from a life of crime, to prevent them from being incarcerated, to prevent them from being in jail. Isn't that what we all want? We want a good life for them. No person was born bad. So we need to be able to provide those programs to give them that opportunity to show that they can be good. So the 1.3 million to keep youth on track. Mr. Speaker, I seek an extension of time, please.
The question is that the member's time be extended. All of that opinion, say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. You might have just scraped in there.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and I thank the Minister in the chair for his indulgence. I know he gets it. So the 1.3 million required to keep on track that program will help young people. There's another program in Tamworth, the Fresh Footprints program, which has taken a cohort of known offenders ranging between 15 and 18. They are now on the right track, have not reoffended. One of them has a girlfriend and just had a baby. That young person is now committed to supporting his family. They now have a property they've rented, and he's got a job and has changed his life around as a result of these programs. So these programs are there, and we're calling on the government to look at, pick up and take up those opportunities as well. So this bill, Mr. Speaker, is an opportunity for the government to turn the tide, to work with the opposition in a bipartisan way, to provide the support and assistance that regional communities are screaming for. We want to end the challenges that our young people face. We want to be able to continue to progress the opportunities, whether it be through those diversionary programs that we've talked about, Mr. Speaker, but also the judicial system that will back up our police when at 10:30 at night they're picking up an 11-year-old boy for stealing a motor vehicle, not once, but allegedly on many occasions. That's what we need to do. It's a suite of offerings, and the opposition has provided the solutions, has provided the answers to some of those problems. For example, backing up police in our area and the New England Northwest, because of the tyranny of distance and the long distances between towns, and in some instances up to 150, 200, 300 kilometres between towns. Car chases, stolen vehicles and car chases are inherently dangerous. So why not have the police air wing based in Tamworth so that the New England Northwest has coverage with eyes in the sky? There is a proven track record of a much better outcome when the police air wing is operating in the New England Northwest, supporting the police on the ground. The eyes in the sky, supporting the cops on the ground. A better, safer outcome for our community. And I implore the Police Minister and I implore the government, please look at this option. Even if it's a trial, a pilot for 12 months. Go and talk to any sworn officer. They'll tell you the benefit of having a police air wing in our region. That's part of backing our police, giving them the resources they need to do their job. Mr. Speaker, I'm calling on the Labor government to support this bill. I'm calling on the Labor government to ensure that we work together. It's a sensible, measured next step in providing the circuit breaker needed to restore law and order in our regions. And Mr. Speaker, I implore the government to work with us, work with the people of New South Wales, keep community safety at the top of everything that we do, support our police, support the judicial system by giving them the laws and the powers to deal with the modern face, the younger face of crime that keeps coming before them. I urge them to work together collaboratively on the Crimes Legislation Amendment Youth Crime Bill 2025.
Thank you.